So I was born in Bogota, Colombia, December 26, 1979, right after Christmas. So it's not a fun time to be born because you get one present for two, like growing up. It was a very fun childhood. I was fortunate enough to have two parents and one sister, and these two parents encouraged me to be learning, and they have an environment where culture, music was always available. Of course, there were some difficult times. I grew up in the 90s in Colombia, where the cartels and the drug war was at the peaks. There was bombings happening often at the malls, and you never know if you were going to come back home the day that you were going out to school. Back in 2001, I came to Chaska, Minnesota to learn English. And in that process, this person that was hosting me, she knew some people at the University of Minnesota, some professors. And some of them were very kind and follow up later on with an email after I came back to Colombia, after I spent the 3 months. And then I got an email from one of these professors asking me if I was still interested in coming to the US to do grad studies, that he had a project. And then it was the decision of if I was going to come here, or I had another opportunity to go to Barcelona, Spain, to go to study soils with a very prestigious professor that I was very excited. And then I don't know, some of my friends make fun of me because I choose Minnesota of all places instead of Barcelona with the cold, but I love Minnesota. I love the winter, I love the seasons, and I decided to come here. I think I have always felt passionate about science and STEM in general. I have the influence of my parents. So my dad is a mechanical engineer and my mom is a biologist. That environment per se was created, I benefit a lot from that environment of being surrounded with STEM. So I decided to pursue a degree in civil engineering back in Colombia. And as I went through, I met, like I mentioned, two good mentors, professors that were focusing on the thing that I do now for a living, which is geotechnical engineering. And he gave me the opportunity to go and work for the University of Wisconsin-Madison as a postdoc, as a research associate. Worked there for 3.5 years, met amazing students there. I get to interact and advise PhD and master's students from all over the world. To me, the most important experience was having experienced that diverse, that perspective, that different point of view, which is critical, not just in STEM, but in all aspects of life. But then it was time for me to come back to Minneapolis because I met my current wife. Back then was my girlfriend, and we wanted to start a family. So I decided to come here, and that meant that I was going to switch, instead of staying in academia, to become a consultant and work for a consulting company, which is now Bar Engineering. So as a professional engineer, it's my commitment to be a public servant and to make sure that whatever we work in our company, we decided to the highest standard. So I build foundations, I design foundations for buildings, for example, for structures like wind turbines. I help repair landslides when mudslide or landslide occur. So my commitment is to work ethically and to work to the highest standards to deliver products to the society that are good and that they are safe. Through connections with the University of Minnesota, I usually go once a semester and teach what I do as a civil engineer with a geotechnical engineering focus. So I trying to show the passion and what I do for a living to students that are just starting and they're figuring out what they want to do. Minnesota was sponsoring me to be here as an immigrant, so every time I have a chance, I want to give back.